Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is November 25th, 2019. This is an end of the month love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. It is general, so it can pertain to any kind of relationship, situation, or circumstance that you're dealing with. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns that I'm using to describe them. You can interchange the roles within the reading. It may feel like I'm reading directly for you, but you can also feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is to reach as many people as possible who need the message the most and who will benefit the most from the message. So I have pre-shuffled all of your decks, Sagittarius. We're going to get started right away. Let's do one more shuffle and a cut. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. End of the month of November. So it's Monday. We're closing in on Thanksgiving. I'm trying to squeeze in a few more readings before my family gets here. I hope all of you have a fabulous Thanksgiving, and it is Sagittarius season, so happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating birthdays. In your underlying energy, we have the Three of Swords, paired with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. Queen of Cups. Four of Wands. Ace of Cups. Six of Pentacles. With the King of Pentacles in reverse. So we have two energies on the table right away, Sagittarius. You could be either one of these people, Queen of Cups or King of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen of Cups looks like she is has in the past or is currently working on making a decision or has made a decision. King of Pentacles in reverse with the Six of Pentacles. This person might be in a state of mind of feeling a little insecure or unsure of themselves, or might be feeling like things aren't fair or wanting to make things fair. This person, the King of Pentacles, can indicate a bunch of different kinds of energy paired with the Six of Pentacles in the upright position. This person feels like they might be feeling like things are not working out in their favor, or they thought that things would balance out, but things don't seem to be going this person's way right now. This person might be feeling like the Queen of Cups is acting unfairly, or the decision that she has made is not in their favor. This is pertaining to a relationship. It does feel like it could potentially be a romantic relationship. Four of Wands, Ace of Cups. Feels like this is a relationship that has a solid foundation that has probably been built over time. There is mutual love in this relationship. But these parties are currently dealing with some heartache, some troubled times that's maybe put a delay on something moving forward, or it's been a bump in the road in regards to this relationship. In your underlying energy, Three of Swords. Three of Swords can indicate third party. And my son's cat, Sylvester, is here to join us for the Sagittarius reading. He wasn't sitting on my lap for the longest time. For whatever reason, he's decided that this is where he needs to be all the time. So fortunately, I've pre-shuffled all my cards because he makes it difficult to do that. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get some more cards on the table and see what else we can come up with for you. Right now, I'm feeling, I don't necessarily feel one way or the other whether you are the Queen of Cups or King of Pentacles. Let's get some more cards out and see what we have here. We have the Page of Wands, clarifying the Three of Swords. and the Emperor in reverse, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ten of Wands. Queen of Cups is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords again, clarifying the Four of Wands. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Ace of Cups. Nine of Cups, clarifying the Six of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the King of Pentacles didn't get his way. And he's upset about it. He's harboring some resentment. He might be feeling a little insecure. He might be feeling like, what the fuck, things didn't go my way. And he's not happy about it. I think that he thought at one time, or he thought that maybe this Queen of Cups was going to act in his favor, and that things would equal out in this relationship. There would be balance. There was something in regards to, this is what the King wanted. King of Pentacles wanted this. It looks like there's been some kind of breakup. This relationship has been long-standing. There's been a solid foundation built over time, but there is significant heartbreak in the current time. And it's coming from a message that was received or delivered. I believe that this Queen of Cups is the one who has brought about this news or this message, which brought about some heartache and some pain. I do feel like this is something that was bound to happen. It was probably past due and not something that could be controlled or prevented. Whatever this news was that came. I do feel, I'm getting the sense that you are the Queen of Cups, Sagittarius. That you've been weighing out your options, trying to determine what's best, trying to come to terms with a decision that has been heavy on your mind, has been a significant burden to you, and you have made up your mind, or you are currently making a decision regarding this relationship that has this King of Pentacles feeling defeated. Not defeated. This King of Pentacles just feels like things aren't going his way. I don't know that he's feeling this sense of defeat. I mean, there's definite heartbreak here. Three of Swords twice. I don't have a third energy, so I'm not necessarily feeling this is third party, but it could be still. We'll see what happens. We still have a couple of decks to work with here. With the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Ace of Cups, it is possible this is a divorce. Ten of Pentacles can indicate divorce or breaking of contracts or disruption within a family. And again, this is a relationship that to me feels like it was long-standing, a relationship of longevity. It does not necessarily mean that this is a done deal, like it's a severed relationship for good. It feels like at the very least there's some turmoil, possible split or separation. And this King of Pentacles is feeling like maybe feeling like he doesn't have control over the situation, or things didn't work out as he had hoped. There's something about this message that this Queen delivered that caused heartache. I don't think this King was expecting it necessarily. I think that whatever he was expecting was a Nine of Cups. He may have been anticipating some communication from this Queen, from you, Sagittarius. Again, I do feel like you're the Queen of Cups. But instead of delivering some positive news, it ended up being a blow to the heart and caused grief. So let's get some more cards on the table and see what we've got. As you can see, Sylvester makes this job a little bit more challenging with him ever present in my lap, but I've gotten used to working around him, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I have to shuffle one more time. Just give me a second here. If the cards don't cut right, I have to give it one more shuffle, and I accidentally left a couple cards on the table when I picked up one of the piles. So. All right, here we go, Sagittarius. clarifying the Three of Swords, we have the Sun. And the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Hangman. So there's some kind of message that, again, caused some grief within this relationship, I do believe, for this King of Pentacles, but it's also caused him to reflect maybe on some things within the relationship. There's the Three of Swords again on the bottom of the deck, just for the record. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Two of Wands. Queen is clarified by the Six of Wands in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. Wheel of Fortune again in reverse. Five of Swords, clarifying the Six of Pentacles. And the King is clarified by the Hermit. Okay. So this message delivered by you, Sagittarius, the Queen of Cups. I believe you feel like this was something that had to happen, that you didn't have any control in the situation. It wasn't really a decision that you made consciously. In other words, it's not like you're sitting here thinking, okay, do I have this choice and I have this choice. This was a decision where you said, I have this choice. And it partly because I do feel like you've been left out of maybe some decision making in the past. You haven't been included in some things in the past that left you without choices. And when it came time for you to speak your mind, say your piece, tell the world what you had decided, you said, I have no choice but to put this to rest because it has failed. So something within this relationship, if it's not the relationship itself, has failed. And you've made a decision, Sagittarius, that it wasn't your doing, so it's not your choice. I think what you did was basically said what others were not saying, and when I say others, I mean this King of Pentacles, that there's something about this relationship that's a done deal, but no one's speaking the words. It's already broken. It's already severed. The relationship is already on the rocks. There's already grief and sorrow, but nobody is admitting it. Nobody is acknowledging it. And the demise of the relationship, dare I say, was a lack of communication. Because things were already going awry, things were already breaking apart, but no one would talk about it. And so when you came out and said, look, this is obviously the direction that this relationship is going, your message resulted in grief and sorrow and heartache. But I think you came out and said, look, first of all, you came out and shed the light on something that everybody already knew. Or when I say everybody, I mean this other person, King of Pentacles. But I do feel like there's other people involved. This may be a family situation, especially with the Ten of Pentacles out here. Page out here. There could be children involved. But I think what you basically said was, look, I put a lot of thought into this. I have tried to work this out in my head. And you know what? It's overdue. Time's up. I don't have control over this matter. This relationship's been over. And no one wants to talk about it. So again, if this is a romantic connection, a spouse, I do feel like things have been broken for a while, and it was just Sagittarius coming out and saying, let's just face the music. Let's call this what it is. It's not working. This king thought that this conflict would be resolved over time. Balance. It would balance itself out, and everything would be okay. But it didn't work out that way. I don't know that this king was either capable of or willing to address what was going wrong in this relationship or what had gone wrong. Instead, he just sat back and was thinking about it a lot. I do think this king has put a lot of thought into it, but I do feel like they may have felt powerless also to control the situation or to make things better. And again, it just feels like this king kind of let things slide, maybe avoided communicating, because communicating about problems would make them more real. And if you pretend they're not there, right, Sagittarius? And Sagittarius said, you know what? These problems are there, and we do need to address them. And the truth of the matter is, things have gone bad. And it's because nobody has communicated. Nobody's acknowledging the problems and talking about them. And Sagittarius says, you want to leave me out of the loop? You want to ignore having conversations with me? I'm going to tell you right now that my decision is, this has been too much of a burden for me. I'm letting this go. Now, this could be, it feels like an established relationship to me with the Ten of Pentacles, Six of Cups, but this could potentially be a new relationship, especially with the Ace of Cups out here, that you were trying to establish a relationship. But if it's an established relationship, it's something that was established over a significant period of time. If it's not an established relationship, this could be a situation where someone came back after a period of time, came back into your life, and you tried to reestablish a relationship and things didn't quite work out. Maybe you had at one time built, with this Four of Wands out here, you had built a solid foundation with this person, maybe a solid friendship with them. And you hadn't communicated over a long period of time, and maybe assumed because this was an established relationship, something that was solid, that even with the lack of communication, that the relationship would stay strong. It's possible, with this Eight of Wands out here, maybe there was separation with distance and an inability to come together, or an inability to communicate the way you had hoped. But as it stands right now, it looks like Sagittarius, you have basically decided, you know what, there isn't, and it feels like it's out of your control. I'm not sure that you wanted this. I don't think you wanted this relationship to fail. I just feel like you think it's time to acknowledge that things aren't going anywhere. So we have the Hermit again in your underlying, not again, but the Hermit is out here again. And it's in your underlying energy. Again, I do feel like you've put a lot of energy and thought into this. This is not just a decision or, communication that came out of your mouth at the spur of the moment. Page of Wands again in the reverse in your underlying energy. Ace of Pentacles. I think you thought, and there's the Three of Swords again, clarifying that. The Two of Pentacles. There's the Four of Cups. I knew it was going to show up. Let me get this last round out here and we'll talk about some of these. It's harder for me to pick up the cards and show them to the camera with this one in my lap. But he's so cute, I don't want to push him out of my lap. I'm sure you understand, Sagittarius, especially if you're a cat owner. You know that these little guys, it's hard to push them off your laps when they want the love, because they're so cute. The little man, and he's so adorable because he'll like push himself into my body, like he leans into me, and he does this, puts his head down in my arm. I don't know why, but it's cute. So I won't push him out of my lap, but I'll do my best, Sagittarius. around out here and see what else we have for you, Sagittarius. Three of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands. Okay, so I do feel like you may have thought at one time that this King of Pentacles was going to take action to move towards you, or to try to make things better. I don't know if I said King of Wands, I meant King of Pentacles. That it was more of his decision than yours, whether or not things were going to work within this relationship. And then if he wanted it, he would make the decision and then take action. But it almost felt like he wanted, it feels like he wanted things to fall into his lap and didn't want to work at it. Didn't want to make the effort. And as a result of not wanting to make an effort or not wanting to make a definitive decision, things just fell apart. And you got stuck having to deal with the fact that things were going nowhere. I don't think that you wanted this. I don't think that you wanted this heartbreak. But you realized that it was inevitable as a result of inaction and non-communication. And again, for some reason, Sagittarius, it feels like you thought that this King of Pentacles was responsible for taking action. With the King of Wands out here too, and I do feel like this represents him as well. He was responsible for taking action if he wanted things to work out. And I think you thought that he did. I think you thought that this was also something he really wanted. But he wasn't working on it. He wasn't making the effort. He wasn't taking action. And it may be because he was insecure. And again, if this is a brand new relationship, he wasn't capable of coming forward because he wasn't feeling sure about the relationship or sure of himself in order to make the move. There may, again, with the Three of Swords out here, it's possible that there was some conflict. There could have been a third party or other people involved that resulted in influencing his inability to make a decision. I think he was unclear about where this relationship was going. And I think that, you know, with the Three of Swords out here, it's possible, again, he was, you know, interacting with others who may have influenced his inability to come forward, to make a decision, to speak his mind, to take action. Maybe he felt a lack of control over where this was going. And over time, you know, as time passed, I feel like this idea of some kind of action being taken or feeling motivated to move forward because things just didn't happen, over time there was a lack of hope or a lack of motivation, or just this feeling like, you know, so much time has passed, now what's the point type of thing. It's never going to work. Kind of a defeatist attitude. I think that you realized over time, Sagittarius, that, you know, things were not moving forward. And so you had put a lot of thought into this, and you were expecting a shared or at least participation in making this relationship move forward, and it wasn't happening. And so your message basically was, it's, you know, there's no movement here. There's no progress. What choice do we have? I'm going to shed a little light on the situation. Guess what? This relationship's not working, says Sagittarius. If there's no shared involvement in this, if someone is not willing to put the effort into the relationship, what choice do you have? You know, they weren't willing to be a partner with you. They weren't willing to build right along with you. they weren't willing to make decisions with you. And it resulted in heartache. It resulted in you feeling like you had failed. Maybe you could potentially feel like you failed. Maybe you failed in showing your emotions enough, Queen of Cups. Although I do feel like you still have love for this person. I feel like you feel compassionate towards this person, but I just feel like you, there's something about you feeling left out of decision making or unavailable to participate in making things work or being able to take action. There may have been some deceit that you were dealing with or some unknowns. Maybe you weren't sure about what this person's motive was or how they were feeling about you, and you were carrying this burden thinking, you know, I know that there's potential for an opportunity here, and could be, again, more than just a romantic relationship. This could have been a friendship or a partnership in business, especially with the Ace of Pentacles out here. But you may have been lied to. Maybe you felt like you were deceived. Maybe the communication was unclear, and ultimately you felt like, you know what? I can't move forward with someone who's just not willing to be open and forthright with me. If you're going to leave me out of the mix, and I do feel like this Queen of Pentacles is also useful. Queen and King of Pentacles are both in reverse. I do feel like there's a lot of insecurity surrounding this relationship. There's a feeling that, again, it's all about this Eight of Wands. That maybe both of you were expecting the other person to make a move or speak up, express, you know, their desire, their wishes, their hopes, and it just never happened. If this was an established relationship, a marriage, or a connection that was close, even like a business partnership, it just got to the point where one or both or all involved started to become a little bit apathetic toward what was breaking up the connection, what was causing disruption within the connection, what was causing conflict. And you got stuck realizing that time was up, that this apathy, lack of communication, was the demise of this relationship. Now, I say demise, and it's doom and gloom. We got the Three of Swords out here 3 times, Sagittarius. I mean, this is my doom and gloom card for sure. All in the upright. So right now there's no healing. I don't see, you know, the Ten of Swords is not out here. I don't see cards that indicate that this is over. And it could be. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. Or this could have been a decision where you're the one who's saying, I'm walking away from this. This is ridiculous. I'm not doing this shit anymore. You know, I have to go ahead and swallow the pill and decide that this is indeed a done deal. It's over. And I'm tired of feeling the grief over this. I do feel like this is something that's happened over a long period of time. And whatever Seven of Swords, whatever deceit, whatever happened between the two of you that caused some harbored resentment or some feeling like you didn't have all the information or someone wasn't being straight with you, this built over time, and with nobody willing to stand up and make things right, take responsibility, expecting this conflict just to like disappear into thin air and make itself right all by itself. It wasn't going to happen. This King of Pentacles wasn't willing to take responsibility. I don't feel like this person's malicious. I don't feel like this person is a bad person. I just feel like this person is insecure. I do feel like sometimes it's in, you know, with the King of Wands clarifying this person's energy as well. This can be someone who is ambitious, who takes action, who has some leadership qualities. And, you know, with this person not responding in the way that you probably felt like they normally would, you may have thought, you know what, this isn't working out because this isn't what this King of Pentacles wants. Or King of Wands wants. If he wanted this relationship to work out, he would take action to communicate, he would come forward, he would make things right, but he didn't. And so your message to this king was, hey, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and wait forever. I'm not going to be left out of the mix and be left out of decision making and left out of communication and just, you know, accept that things will be all right in the long run. I'm not going to sit here, you know, like a sitting duck and just wait for remorse to slap me in the face when you decide to tell me, oh, by the way, it's over because things aren't working out the way I thought they would. Again, it feels like there was just a lack of willingness to look the problems in the face and fix them more than anything else, Sagittarius. I think that, you know, ouch. Okay, good, I can move again. I feel like, you know, if you two wanted it bad enough, you could make it happen. But again, it has to come from both parties, and I feel like that's where you're at, where it just feels like maybe you were the one who was maybe putting the energy and the effort into it, and this king was just sitting back waiting for it to happen. So there's no, like I said, there's no Ten of Swords out here. It doesn't look like a definitive ending. And there's still a lot of grief. So dare I say it could still be up in the air? Dare I say that there's still hope? I guess that depends on you two. Probably mostly you, because I do feel, Sagittarius, you've kind of made a decision that this is just a failed endeavor. It's not going to work out. It's not meant to be. There's no effort being put forward. If you're not going to put the effort into a relationship, you've got to work at a relationship. Relationships take work. Even new relationships take work. Okay, this one definitely wanted to come out. So my Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. I think I've introduced it in all my videos. So we have two reverse cards. We have Abundance and Self in reverse. I may read both of these from the book because they are not the minor arcana cards. These are really nice looking cards. Okay, they both came out in reverse. And here's what they look like in the upright. And I have read both of these before. I am familiar with them, but again, these cards have really in-depth meanings, so I'm going to read them both. We'll start with Self, which is 14. And hopefully they won't be too long. Okay, the potential blockage for Self is not too bad. So let's start with this one, see if we can't gain any clarity, a closure of some sort for this reading, and see where we're going from here. Okay, Sagittarius, here we go. So the Self card reverse represents a need for you to look within and ask if you are embracing other people's beliefs and behaviors in order to belong. Going along with a herd mentality can make you predictable and lead others to have certain expectations of you, especially if you are predisposed to follow their lead or do as they do without question. Humans have always formed tribes and communities. We are social animals that seek out others in order to feel protected and understood, but while we are and always will be part of a collective, we are also unique and individual beings who have evolved to a point where we have freedom to be different. If we have the courage and desire to do so, in fact, we have the freedoms that we do because generations before ours have defied convention and traditions, broken laws, and fought for the right to be free-thinking individuals. The fight is ongoing as people continue to evolve, and each tribe demands to have the same rights and privileges as their neighboring tribe. Monkey see, monkey do. It is said that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but there are many who do not see the imitation as flattery in any form. Rather, they see it as an act of someone who seeks to curry favor or approval, or of someone who is unable or afraid to think for themselves. So think for yourself, stand on your own 2 feet, be innovative and original instead of doing what everyone else is doing. It does not serve you to believe what others tell you to believe, nor to do as others do, unless you truly do believe as they do and share the same values. If you want to belong, do not try to make yourself fit by being the same as others. When you know that you are different, be who you are, respect who you are, then you will draw to you those who are similar, who will respect you and whom you will also respect. Because like you, other free-thinking, independent people are busy walking their own path. Okay, let's check out Abundance, which happens to be the very next card. It's 14 and 15 in reverse. And then we'll talk about these a little bit. I'm going to close out the reading. I have gone really long, Sagittarius. I apologize for the long video if you're not into those, but it kind of got away from me. Here we go. Abundance. And then remember, this came up in the reverse, so it's a potential blockage. When the Abundance card appears reversed, it signifies a lack of gratitude and appreciation for what you already have in your life or for what others do for you. To turn this around, practice being grateful. Gratitude is one of the keystones of abundance. So look around at your life and see and appreciate what you already have and be grateful for it. If you are unable to do this, then how will having more make a difference to your life? If you can only see what you do not have now, the same lack and emptiness that nothing fulfills will only manifest again in the future. Keep in mind that you cannot change a lack mindset by buying more possessions. Material possessions will not give you the lasting happiness that comes from within. The happiness you feel will be impermanent. It will fade. If someone offers you a gift, do not measure their care for you by the money spent on the gift. Be grateful. If someone buys from your business, do not complain that they spend only a little after you've given them a great deal of your time. Be grateful. Perhaps what they spent with you was all that they had and therefore a very generous act. If you have food, clothes, a roof over your head, and money to pay your bills, then you are rich beyond your wildest dreams and hopes of many. In fact, you already have more than literally billions of others. It is time to appreciate all that comes to you, even if it is not as much as you hope for or need. It is a beginning, a good start. Appreciate and be grateful. Even a little something extra is more than you had, and so much more than many others have. Give thanks for the bounty in your life every day. So these two cards, a self and abundance. All about not following the crowd, doing your own thing, walking your own walk, walking your own path, and appreciating what you have. You know, maybe that's what was going on in this relationship. Maybe you two were expecting each other to kind of do what each other was doing and appreciate each other a little bit more, but you weren't appreciating what was around you already. Maybe you weren't appreciating what was in the relationship already, and because you couldn't appreciate each other, we're hoping for more, this relationship was never going to go anywhere. I think Sagittarius these cards will probably ring true for whoever's watching in a number of different ways. I feel like right now there's a lot of heartbreak and grief within this relationship. I feel like you two are struggling in your own corners, and there still isn't a lot of communication. Whatever message you delivered, Sagittarius, was quite a blow. And maybe when the grief is worked through, there can be some compromise, and maybe you two can come together and at least bring some closure, work things out, who knows. I hope that everything works out for you, Sagittarius. I really do. I wish the best for you. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and upcoming holidays. Take care and join me again sometime. Bye, Sagittarius.